Hello everyone, and welcome to the first video tutorial on parabolas. In this video we're going to be learning about standard form, and we're also going to be learning how to find standard form of an equation. Standard form usually starts with an S too. So, standard form of a parabola is given as y equals a times x minus h, and then that quantity squared, plus k. Now, everything we need to know about this graph is given in this equation. So, what are some things that we need to know about parabolas? Well, it's handy to know what the vertex is. Vertex. And it's also handy to know what the focus is, and also what is known as the directrix. Now, the vertex of a parabola is where the two sides of the parabola meet. So let's say we've got a XY coordinate plane over here, and we've got a little parabola going on. Okay? Now, the vertex is where these two meet, kind of the focal point here. So this would be our vertex. And this is given by H and K. Now, the directrix and the focus are a little bit more complicated. The focus is generally above the vertex, and the directrix is an equal distance below the focus, and it is an actual line given as y equals k minus 1 over 4a. Now we said our vertex is h and k. And our focus is an actual point, and it's given as h and then k plus 1 over 4a. Now, what are the directrix and the focus? Well, the directrix and the focus, these points, this point here and this point here, are both the same distance from the focus, and they're also the same distance from the directrix. Okay? Every point on this parabola, if you go across like this, these 2 points are the same distance from the focus, and they're also the same distance from the directrix. So these 3 elements are the most important part of the parabola, and they're given in standard form of the equation. So how do we find standard form? Well, let's get into that, and let's do an example. So let's say we've got a parabola whose equation is given by y equals 4x squared plus 16x and then plus 34. And our directions say to first find the equation in standard form. Then they want us to find the vertex, axis of symmetry, and the directrix, and tell us which way it opens, blah, 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 blah. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get the equation into standard form. Now, how are we going to do that? Well, first what we're going to do is we're going to factor out a 4 from these first 2 terms. Okay? So, that would give us y equals 4 and then times x squared plus 4x. But then what we're going to do is we're actually going to complete the square here. So we're going to go plus some number and then plus 34 on the outside. But then also we're going to have to subtract what we add in here. So we're going to be adding 4 times some number. Okay? So, what number goes here? Well, you all remember the equation for what goes there. It's b over 2 squared. Well, b in this case is 4. So 4 over 2 is 2, and 2 squared is 4. So 4 is what we are going to add in here. And 4 is also what's going to go here. So if I factor this, that gives me y equals 4 times x plus 2, and that quantity squared. And then 34 minus 16 gives me plus 18. So 34 minus 16 gives me 18. So it's going to be plus 18. So from here, I know my vertex. My vertex is going to be 2, or negative 2, and 18, because my vertex is given as h and k from standard form. Now, they also want us to find the directrix. Well, the directrix is given as y equals k minus 1 over 4a. Directrix writing is hard. So, we've got y equals k minus 1 over 4a. Well, a in this case is 4. So this would be y equals, and then we'd have k. K is 18, so we've got 18 minus 1 over 4 times 4, which is 1 over 16. So the directrix would equal 17 and 15/16. Now our axis of symmetry, or our AOS, is always the x-coordinate of the vertex. Well, here the x-coordinate is negative 2, so it's x equals negative 2. Now, which way does this parabola open? Well, if you remember, positive people love to smile. And if A is positive, then that means our parabola, it opens up. Or the parabola would be a smile. You got a little guy here and a little nose there. Smile. If A is negative, negative people are frowners. If A is negative, the parabola opens down. So, since our A is positive 4, we know that our parabola opens up. And that is finding standard form of a parabola.